You want to do a redwork design. You think it's going to be easier to do it in automatic digitizing. So I'll go to outline preparation and it comes up nice and clear. I tell that OK. It's now prepared it for me. But you can see I've got some slightly discoloured areas. So I go to click design instantly. It's the lazy way of doing that. OK, and I've got 3 colours come up. Now let's just increase the magnification on this. And you can see it's all done in satin line. So, what can I do about that? First of all, I can get rid of this colour. Tell that delete. Then I can get rid of the white. And you can see, it's if I put this into non-simulated stitch mode, it turns it this pink colour because it's highlighted. I tell that delete. I'm going to go to objects and I'm going to tell it get rid of that. Well, actually quicker than that is to simply draw a box around it. Highlights that. I tell it delete. I forgot to mention you should lock your graphic. You just right click on it and you choose lock. That's all of that. I can come down into object details. I can tell it I don't want that, but it's not going to give me anything else. It's only going to let me have weave or embossed or satin, and I don't want any of those. So I'm going to go back, all the way back to my untouched picture. If you want to do redwork designs or quilting blocks, use your manual tools. Over here on the left hand side you've got all your manual tools. So much easier and so much more controllable to get what you want. This one that looks like a letter C with the little running stitches above the top is your run line tool. Now if I click on that I get a fly out. These are all the options. I'm going to pick that one. Plain run line tool. I'm going to start here. Now, left nodes give you straight lines. Let me just show you what I mean. Left node, left node. That's a straight line. Now if I introduce a right node, raise that up. That's a right node, a right node, a right node. I get a curved line. So let's get rid of all those by hitting my backspace. I'm going to start here with a left node. I'm also going to increase the magnification on the screen because I like to be able to see what I'm doing. Right nodes, right, too big a jump for what I want, so I'm going to undo that last node by using the backspace, a left node to finish, enter it. Okay, now I'm going to show you something else. Still with that tool, left node into there, all the other nodes were right nodes. Enter that. This really is no-no. I could do this whole design, the whole outline, without clicking enter. I'm going to show you another function inside of the program which will help. Now I'm not very quick when I digitize. In fact, I'm painfully slow. Still using the same tool. If I can get my mouse in the right position. And on the right of my screen you'll see every line that I make creates an object, and that object tells the program what tool it is I'm using and what the stitch length is, because I'm not altering the stitch length. Now I'm going to actually create curls for this young lady. I think to about there. Now to get a sharp point, I use a left node. And I'm continuing my line to my outside line. Now you'll notice I'm jumping all over the place. I want little black round eyes, so I go and I pick up my circle node. I click in the centre of her eye, and I drag it out. Then I go back to my run line and give her a little nose. Left click, right click, left click. Her mouth creases. Right, now that's her head and her face done. Now I'm going to join her neck to her chin. Otherwise her head will get blown off in the wind. Now this obviously isn't what you wanted to digitize, but the technique is the same for any redwork. And join that up to that lower edge of her neck. That's important. I'm going to go in bigger so you can see exactly what I mean. I lay my node on that red line. Now, what I'm going to show you in a minute can be done in MBX version 4 and MBX version 4.5. It didn't exist in version 3, and it's an absolute boon because it makes digitizing so much easier, because now I don't have to worry about pathing. And if you're not certain what pathing is, it's a logical stitching order. Now at one time I would have had to come back here, digitize my way back to that point. With the new function we have in MBX, I don't have to worry about that. If I wanted to do a complicated line drawing, I would have to spend anything from a day to a week working out the order in which I was going to digitize things, so that I didn't end up boxed into a corner and have a million jumps. I'm also going to continue her sleeve to the edge of her dress. A left node into there, because I want to do a sharp about turn, and a left node to there. And then back up here, click onto the edge of that red collar, making certain that I touched the lines that I was putting in, and I've just put a left node on the corner of her hem. Digitizing got so much easier with MBX. And if you didn't own version 3 or version 2 or 1, or even Janome Digitizer 10,000, you won't really know what I'm on about. But do you remember the game we used to play as children? Find your way around a maze without getting locked up in a corner. That's what it was like for digitizing. You had to be able to find your way around a design so you didn't get locked into a corner, and you could just keep going with a solid unbroken line. Now I need to come down to do her feet, and I click onto the red line of her hem, you see that big jump? I'm deliberately not hiding my jumps. Mainly so as you can see them and what happens when I do the final bit. Now, I would urge you, use your manual tools for digitizing. The automatic function is very good. But it doesn't give you the control that you get if you manually digitize. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to drop my tool now. I'm going to hit escape. My tool now has been gotten rid of. I didn't lock my undo. Thank you. Right click, lock. I thought I'd done that. And highlight that, and now I'm going to right click into the center, and I'm going to move that star to there. And I'm going to right click again, and I'm going to move that star down to here. And then right click into the center again and move that star over there. And each time I do that, it duplicates the star. Okay, that's messy. It really is messy. All the jumps everywhere. I'm going to hide the image. And you can see all the tie stitches, start stitches, they're all trims. Not in the least bit nice to look at. Now I'm going to go over to my resequence bar and I'm going to tell it colours. Hit the colours. That highlights everything in that colour. I'm going to go to edit. Branching. Now, see all these? And there's loads of little jumps in here, in between these. I'm going to tell that branching. And then I'm going to click twice. Where do I want it to start and finish? I want it to start there and I want it to finish there. There's my design. Now, I've got, and I'll put it into simulated stitch mode, that's a jump. That's a jump. These are jumps. Well, actually, that's a jump there. That's a stitch from there to there. So I'm going to go into Object Reshape. And click up. I don't want that one there. But I'm going to have to use my scissors to get rid of it. Just clip it there and this end. But that's fine. I would have had those jumps anyway if I'd used the old-fashioned method, which was to trace around the design and do what we call a two-ply run. Double pass all the way around. Okay, now I'm going to come into Object Details and I'm going to tell it I want a backstitch line. Okay. And I've now made my outline heavier, but when it's stitched it doesn't look heavy like that. You just get a firmer outline. And that's one method of doing a redwork design using your manual tools and branching. It's quick, it's easy. If you don't want backstitch, it's still highlighted. So I go into object details, and I say no, give me the triple run. OK. That gives me, for each stitch, 1, 2, 3 stitches in the same spot. If I don't want that, because it is still highlighted, I can go back in and tell it, no, I don't want either of those, I just want single run line. And that will give me 2 outlines, one on top of the other, because I've used branching. And I'm going to put it into non-digitizing mode, and I'm going to ask it to stitch. I'll tell it to auto scroll, and I'll up the speed a bit. And there is my design. One redwork design using my manual tools. Now I hope that gives you an idea and encourages you to forget about the automatic. Start digitizing your own designs. I'm going to show you a couple of things that are done using my line tool only. That's line design, using the manual tools for a border. That's a line design. Redwork, if you like. Using exactly the same technique as I just showed you with the single run line. That's another red line design using this tool and the branching function. And if I hide that, you can see this little symbol here tells me it's been branched. There we go. That's a large redwork design, and that's all done with this tool, the run line tool, and the branching. And this only took hours to digitize. I didn't have to pre-plan it, and a design like this would have taken me a week to pre-plan all my runs. But what you have to watch out for is that all your lines intersect, so as you don't get the jumps. You can see the tip of this wing leads directly into these, so you don't get the jump stitches. Now I've gone on a bit longer than I intended, but I hope you can see now how much more you can do with your manual tools and some of the functions inside of MBX 4.5. And you've got some fantastic functions in this program. Auto digitizing never gives you the results that you can get with manual digitizing. Never. You get to set the stitch length, the stitch type. You get to control the whole business, and you can digitize just about anything with these tools. And if you've got a graphics tablet, these tools, the freehand weave fill, and you've got all the options that you have for the weave fill tool for the fills, the freehand run line, That's the freehand closed run line. And this is the freehand open run line. There is a difference. As I say, version 4.5 opens a whole world of possibilities to you. A world that the automatic tools don't open for you.